Room 442 is brought to you by North Star Bets. That's a win.
The second leg of the Champions League quarterfinals are kicking off Wednesday with Bayern Munich having a massive mountain to climb against Manchester City, losing the first match 3-0. And Inter Milan hosting Benfica, up 2-0 in that game. James Sharman and Sarah Pereira join you now. James, we have to get into the big match here. Bayern Munich, Manchester City.
Big according to who?
Big according to that they are two very big teams.
Oh, okay.
But is there a chance for Bayern Munich here?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, it's 3-0. I know they're at home at the Allianz. I know they're traditionally so strong at home, very good defensively, but that's kind of irrelevant. They need goals. And I don't know where the goals are coming for Bayern this season. We mentioned last week before the first leg, without Lewandowski, they are a very different team, obviously. But you look at the top scorer this year, it's Musiala in the Bundesliga. Wonderful player, right? Mm-hmm. Great player, 11 goals. Right, he's not a striker. Choupo-Moting has, I think, 10 goals or around about that mark. So they haven't got that out-and-out prolific marksman, and they need to have it for this game against a redefined Man City, right, who are playing a different system the last few weeks, which is working really, really well. So, listen, I think Bayern Munich need a bit of a rebuild. Thomas Tuchel's going all Frank Lampard on us right now. Hasn't really got the job done so far as he tries to redefine that team. Which he'll probably do this summertime. But yeah, I just don't see it. Do you see them finding a way to get at least four past?
Yeah, no, I really don't think so. I think one is the issue that you spoke about, not having a goal scorer. But I think the other issue is that Manchester City dominated that first game. And even when they weren't, attacking necessarily, they controlled that game. The first 20 minutes, it was a bit open, both teams playing. But once Manchester City realized what they needed to do, they had control, and that's all they need to do in this game. They don't need to score. But you have a guy like Erling Haaland. He's probably going to get one in. Mm-hmm. So the thing is, they're not even stressed about that. They just have to control the game, play calm, don't overthink it, Guardiola, and you're fine.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
And he has done that in the past. Mm-hmm. But you look at this new system, if Kyle Walker's not playing once again, 3 centre-backs, a 4th centre-back playing in midfield in John Stones. You got Rodri, who's just steel back there. What a foundation that is, and how you break that down, I'm not entirely sure. No one's really figured it out just yet. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Bayern Munich. This isn't your year. It'd be a different team next year. Lots of rumours right now about Alphonso Davies and his contract coming up, of course, and what happens to him moving forward. So lots of moving parts of Bayern Munich heading into the summertime. But City are just a team, aren't they? Even you look at the rest of the teams in the Champions League, no one stands out as being a truly great team except, I think, Man City this year, with respect to Real Madrid, of course.
Yeah, of course. You can't really rule them out ever.
Champions League, great team. Domestically, not great team. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, let's talk about Thomas Tuchel, of course. His record so far since joining Bayern Munich, 2 wins, 1 draw over the weekend against Hoffenheim. Yeah. And 2 losses. Yeah, they drew over the weekend. Benjamin Pavard scored early for them, and then Hoffenheim equalized it. Not a great result heading back into the Champions League, being down 3-0. You'd want to win a domestic game over the weekend, smashing whoever you play, giving the team a little bit of confidence again.
Yeah, but it just shows since Christmas, right? And that's why they fired Nagelsmann, and Tuchel hasn't turned it around. Yeah. But it makes it interesting, exciting in the league. Dortmund are still hanging on there just about,
2
right?
Points,
2 points back.
It's a game. It's one game.
It's great. Bayern need this, I think. But it's been too easy for them in recent years. But yeah, they're just a team that's got some aging players, some players who haven't played great this season, and some young players who are becoming into their own slowly. I mentioned Musiala as an example. Mm-hmm. He's great. He's world class. He's going to be one of the great players in world football, but he can't do it all himself just yet.
Yeah, there's also some controversy going around this Bayern side as well. Besides the poor football and the results, Sadio Mane and Leroy Sané getting into it last week after the Man City game. Not too sure what happened between the two, but there's definitely a divide in this team.
There is.
Which isn't going to help anything right now.
No, and when it's Sadio Mane, who, at his time at Liverpool was just beloved by most of his teammates. I think him and Mo Salah had a bit of a thing there for a while, but never a physical issue. And you see Sané's lip on the weekend, a big fat lip. So he got caught pretty good by all accounts, and Mane was dropped for that match. He's had a really tough time adjusting to life in Germany. We know how good he is. He had the serious injury, of course, which cost him the World Cup. It's been a real tough year. We know how good he is, but he's also a guy that's not getting any younger. And it could have been a case of, he wanted another chance in a different league, and the Reds were happy to let him go because he was about to hit the decline. Maybe this is the decline, but yeah, when you have two teammates, I mean, listen, fights in training, they're not uncommon, right? In professional football, it happens in any sport. But seeing Sadio Mane involved was a bit of a surprise, but it shows there's some stuff behind the scenes there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I won't get into what was said because we truly don't know, and Bayern are going to keep it hush-hush, but after the match against Man City, Tuchel said, I'm standing with Sadio Mane, great guy, I trust him, all of this, and now, over the weekend, it's reports that Sadio Mane actually might be leaving Bayern Munich. But on Leroy Sané, do you remember he actually left Manchester City because they kicked him out? This guy's had a bit of an attitude issue.
He has.
From the beginning.
Big problem for a while there. Now, has he grown up? I don't know.
We have no clue.
He's done pretty well at Bayern, but I mean, at City, there was a time where we thought he would be one of the top world-class players in world football. He hasn't reached those heights yet. Has his moments. So quick. Fun player to watch. But yeah, there's a bit of ego there, I think, that has caused rubbed teammates the wrong way in the past. So one day we'll find out what was said, but not a good look on Bayern Munich entering what is, arguably their biggest match of the season.
Yeah, and also just the win over Leicester on the weekend. John Stones scoring, that's great for him. But also Arsenal drawing West Ham. City are flying high right now.
So the focus is still Champions League.
I think it has to be the Champions League, but they're only 4 points behind Arsenal. They have a game in hand, and they're playing Sheffield in the FA Cup semi-final, which, let's be frank, should be an easy win for them.
Yeah.
They have a hand in each of the...
The treble is on.
Yeah, the treble is on.
Right. Absolutely, and it's a proper treble too. FA Cup, Champions League, and Premier League. None of these Mickey Mouse trebles you hear about.
So shot at Mikey.
But Pep might rest a couple of players for this. I doubt it. It's all about the Champions League for him and his legacy at Man City. He has to win it. They're the best team. This is the best opportunity for them to win the Champions League that we've seen since he got to Man City, I think. So, I expect it'll be a conservative, it'll be a professional performance by City. I don't see another 3-0. I could see a draw for sure. But they'll play pragmatic football as far as they can, which is difficult for Man City, and they'll prevail on this one, and they'll focus once again on the Premier League this weekend.
See, I actually think City are going to score in this match because, as we know, Pep Guardiola was saying he wants to go into this 0-0. I think they're going to come out really strong again. And when you have Erling Haaland on the pitch, I feel like the chances are in your favor.
Yeah, well, of course, he's going to score a goal, isn't he?
He has to.
When was the last time we could say that about a player? It was Messi or Ronaldo, probably. Lewandowski was pretty close.
Yeah, for a moment there with Bayern Munich.
But right now, I mean, if he doesn't score, that's the story. And a team that Bayern have to press in this one, right? They've got to go for it. They can't sit. So that's going to open up a lot of space right where he likes it. You know? So, assuming he plays, and they might just take him off after 60 or 70 minutes. There are big games coming up if they have this game in control. But if you're going to, let's sprinkle some money on this one, a couple of Haaland goals wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Well, listen, here are the odds right now. Bayern Munich plus 170, City plus 143. So the favorites going into the Allianz, and City at plus money. I mean, that's not bad at all.
Not bad. Going to the Allianz speaks for itself, right?
It does. I can't believe they're favored at the Allianz, but that's what City have been doing. But let's talk about the other match in the tournament here on Wednesday. It's Benfica and Inter. Benfica obviously losing at home 2-0 last week. We did not call that. We had this game much closer. Lukaku with a penalty, but interestingly enough, both teams lost over the weekend here. Inter lost to Monza, Benfica lost to Chavez, but for me that's much more important for Benfica losing again over
3 straight.
This is not,
which they haven't done.
No, I'm wondering now if the season is just starting to crumble, and that's the thing. Inter aren't really competing for the Scudetto. We know that Napoli have been way ahead for months at this point, that I'm wondering if it's not as much of their focus anymore. They want to go into this.
Yeah, but they're still fighting for 4th place.
Yeah, they
need Champions League football next year, right? They're 4 points back of AC Milan right now. They've struggled as well. But yeah, Benfica's the story, I think, in many ways, just dominant for so much of the campaign. And just 3 straight losses. Now, in fairness, last week against Inter, they had their chances, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they could have won that game if there's some finishing up front. But overall, Champions League away games, they're very good at, unbeaten in 7. So it's a good one. I do wonder, if you go back to the transfer deadline and losing Enzo, right, to Chelsea. Now, they had to make that deal when they did, but since then, they haven't been quite the same team, have they? And I think in that midfield in particular, they really miss him. So, yeah, Inter with a real opportunity here at this point. But like you said, I mean, they've got a lot on their plate at the moment. But losing to Monza on the weekend, I mean, not great. Was it winless in 7 of the past 8 games?
Yeah.
However, Lukaku's scoring goals again.
And Martinez.
Yeah. So this is a tough one.
See, the thing is, I think Inter are going to sit back and do what many Italian teams do and just park that bus, frustrate Benfica. That's how they've been going through this tournament. They are a team that frustrates another team, and then the other team can't, pull it together, can't score the goals, falls apart on the pitch. I think we might even see like a 0-0.
We could do,
It might be the most.
It's at the San Siro, right?
So that's the thing. They've only lost 6 games out of 22 played at the San Siro.
They've been giving up more than a goal since October at home as well. So we know they can defend at home.
Park the bus.
I like this 0-0 idea of yours.
Yeah 0-0, the draws. We'll all be watching the Manchester City and Bayern game.
I think so. Yeah, that's going to be on the big screen for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll stick an Inter on
this is the laptop. Yeah.
Laptop-worthy game. That's a new phrase we'll use.
The laptop-worthy game.
What's the laptop-worthy game?
Yeah, okay. There you go. Inter is plus 105 here. The draw is 255. I don't mind that at all with Benfica at plus 265. So the draw is actually favored over Benfica winning. So that's where we're going with that. But lots and lots of Champions League football. James and I will be back tomorrow to be breaking down Napoli, AC Milan, and Chelsea and Real Madrid.
Room 442 is brought to you by North Star Bets. That's a win.